the Congress party has always, right from even before independence, we've always fought for the idea that India should be a fair country, the idea that all India's citizens should be treated the same way. And so we feel very strongly that there is a very, very deep problem of participation, and we're going to address that problem. I don't see it as a mandal versus kamandal issue, and what we're saying is different than the idea of only reservations. What we're saying is we want a comprehensive understanding first of what's going on, and then we're going to apply a series of policies to correct it, reservation being one of them.
Right.
We've also said that we're going to, somebody misquoted me yesterday saying that I'm against reservations. I've been saying again and again and again, we're going to increase reservations beyond 50%, and I'm not against reservations.
But do you think they should be economic based?
Our caste is a central issue in India. It's a fundamental issue in India. So the question, look, I don't think the idea of untouchability exists anywhere else, right? Untouchability is way beyond an economic idea. It is, you simply cannot be touched, right? So I don't think it's only an economic idea. I think it's discrimination on many different axes.
Okay. So your grandmother, Indira Gandhi, was instrumental in the liberation of Bangladesh, and Manmohan Singh government also had good relations with former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. What's your perspective on the newly formed interim government in Bangladesh, and how do you see India's relationship with Bangladesh evolving? Do you think it should be party-oriented or people-oriented?
I mean, we have a old relationship with the people of Bangladesh, and you're right. My grandmother was deeply involved with the creation of Bangladesh. I think there are concerns in India about extremist elements in Bangladesh, and we share some of those concerns. However, I'm confident that things will stabilize in Bangladesh, and that we would be able to have a relationship with the current government or any other government after that.
So in your meetings on Capitol Hill with lawmakers, was Bangladesh a focus of your discussions, particularly the attacks on minorities?
We raised it, and they also spoke to us. Look, we are against any type of violence, and we want it to stop. And it's the responsibility, frankly, of the Bangladeshi government to stop it as soon as possible. And from our side, it's the responsibility of our government to put pressure so that violence stops.
Some observers say the U.S. should exert more pressure on Prime Minister Modi, but others say external pressure makes little difference. What is your view, and what do you think the U.S. posture should be toward India today?
Pressure on what?
On Mr. Modi?
About what?
About whatever the criticisms are against
what?
Mr.
What are they?
You know better.
No, I'm asking. I don't. What are the criticisms? It's interesting you can't say it.
I don't want to say it.
Yeah, it's interesting you don't want to say it.
Democratic.
I mean, we're supposed to have a freewheeling, free press conversation, but you don't want to say it. That's interesting to me.
Democratic backsliding, persecution of minorities.
Yeah, look.
Freedom of press.
The fight for democracy in India is an Indian fight. It's, with all due respect, it's nothing to do with anybody else. It's our problem, and we'll take care of it. We'll fight, and we will make sure that that democracy is secure. However, it's important to understand that Indian democracy is more than just any normal democracy because of its size. And if you're talking about a democratic vision of the world, then Indian democracy has a large space in that vision. So I think it's important that the world sees Indian democracy as an asset, not just for India but for the rest of the world. Advising the United States on how they should deal with Mr. Modi is not my preserve. It's not my space.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you see relations with Pakistan? Is the Kashmir issue holding the two nuclear nations back?
No, Pakistan's instigation of terrorism in our country is holding the two countries back. We are not going to accept Pakistan carrying out terror acts in our country. We're just not going to accept it.
Okay.
And until they keep doing that, there's going to be problems between us.
Okay. All right. I have a question from the audience, and they've requested कि आप हिंदी में जवाब दीजिए.
ठीक है.
ठीक है. सवाल मैं इंग्लिश में पूछती हूँ. What is your stand on the Supreme Court judgment on subcategorization of the SC/ST reservation? Experts say it is unconstitutional.
इसके बारे में हमारी पार्टी में चर्चा चल रही है और हमने 2-3 ग्रुप्स बैठा रखे हैं जिस पे हमारी ये चर्चा चल रही है. अभी चर्चा जारी है. I'll translate in English just so that everybody understands. She asked me about a particular judgment given by the Supreme Court, and it's a relatively complex judgment, so we have a internal group that is discussing the judgment, and so I told her that discussion is ongoing. We are discussing with experts within the Dalit community and also within our party and other parties, so that's an ongoing discussion.
हमारी हर वीडियो सबसे पहले देखने के लिए चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करके दबाएं बेल आइकॉन.